Hi folks, Toad here with Visordown.com and welcome to the first impressions riding review of the new 2020 Suzuki V-Strom 1050 XT. So what is the V-Strom? It is an adventure bike that has been in the Suzuki range for quite a number of years, and this is the latest iteration of it. And it's probably the one of recent years that's made the biggest noise, and most of that noise is all centered around this retro Dr. Big inspired, Dakar inspired bodywork that it now wears. The V-Strom was always a little bit of a plain Jane in the adventure bike market, and now they've kind of fruited it up with this funky looking bodywork. You can also get it in a super cool looking red and white sort of Marlboro Dari Dakar colour paint scheme, which is properly sweet, but unfortunately they gave me the fluorescent yellow, so here we go. Suzuki V-Strom 1050 XT is 11,299. I've got to admit, I thought it was going to be a bit cheaper than that. It's kind of, you think of the V-Strom and you just think it's a budget adventure bike, but it's actually not much cheaper than an Africa Twin. Just to compare it, for instance, the base model Africa Twin, not the Adventure Sport, not the big fancy one, and the base model of the baby Africa Twin that doesn't have all the electro suspension and stuff like that, it comes in at 11,999, so just shy of £12,000, and this is sort of like 700 quid less. The Versys, on the other hand, which is another rival for this bike, and you might go, well, the Versys is an adventure bike. I don't really think this is much of an adventure bike either. We'll come on to that in a minute. This comes in for 11,000, sorry, the Versys comes in at 11,300 quid, so it's only a quid cheaper than a Versys. What is it? It's 247 kilograms of beastly mass. It's 107 horsepower, so it does shift. It's quite pokey, about 104 bhp that equates to, and it's got a 1037cc engine, which has been around for quite a long time. If you remember the TL1000, you know, the bonkers bike that loved to high side and do all sorts of head shaky stuff, yeah, that's the engine out of that effectively, but it's now been bored out to 1050cc. It then went into bikes like the Suzuki SV1000, and then it got plonked into the adventure frame of the V-Strom. It is a cool enough unit. I mean, V-twins normally sort of talk to me. I really get on with V-twins. I like the nature of them, and I like the poppy bangy sort of delivery that you get with them, and the way they put the power down. It's all kind of just makes you feel nice. I don't really get that with this. It just feels a bit German. It just feels like it just wants to get on and do it, and it doesn't want to have any fun, the engine. It's kind of doesn't have much of a character, I think I'd say. It is super frugal. If you were going to cross continents on it, you would be able to go quite a long way, because it's got a 20 litre tank. Doesn't sound a lot when you compare it against some of the competition, but it is extremely frugal, and I think I've done about 170 miles on it, 10 of which have been blasting up and down this green lane here at the Visordown top secret, super secret green laning testing facility, just off the A445 between Leamington and Covington. So yeah, it doesn't drink much fuel at all. But yeah, I keep asking myself, if you were going to ride from here over to the continent, down through sort of Spain, get the boat from Santander over to Morocco, and then go and explore Morocco 3 months on a motorcycle, I wouldn't do it on this. And I'm sorry, Suzuki, it's a really, really great bike, but it looks the part in every sense of the word, but I'm just not sure yet that it's a full-on adventure bike ready to go and compete with the rest of the adventure bikes in the class. They've all been updated, and they've been fettled, and they've been tuned, and the Africa Twins had, you know, 2 developments now of changes, and it's now an all new bike with all singing, all dancing, everything. And this is effectively a very similar frame to the one that was in the V-Strom of a few generations ago, with some minor tweaks and an engine that's been bored out and an LCD dash. I've got the bike for a couple of weeks, so I am going to be doing more stuff on it. I want to do some more hardcore off-roading on it, because this is a very small, quite short green lane where you can sort of slide the bike around and get a feel of how it handles, and it does handle quite well. It all just feels a little bit taut and a little bit stiff, and I've tried to soften it off sort of as much as I can without negatively impacting the on-road handling, and it still feels a bit hard and a bit sort of tense. So we'll see how it goes. I might back it off a little bit more. So the Mileage, economy is a very good point. I like that, that's good. Another really good point, which is surprising because they're Tokiko calipers and they're not really premium. They look it, but they're never really deemed as premium. But these brakes feel premium when you pull the lever. There's so much bite on there. And off-road as well, the feel through the lever means you can just really accurately brake. And the ABS works very well as well on-road and off-road. I'm super impressed with that. Another thing that's a little bit tricky, it's taken me a while to get my head around it, is the dash and the switchgear and controls. I was riding back from Milton Keynes on this thing after I picked it up from Suzuki UK, and I was just randomly pressing buttons trying to get the cruise control to work, and I just could not figure it out for the life of me. And I think things like cruise control, you should just be able to hop on a bike and be able to press the cruise button and bloody get it set, but I couldn't figure it out for some reason. So there we have it. We've got this thing for about a week or 2 weeks, and it's not going to be the last bit of off-roading that I do. I'm going to try and find some more routes and go and have a little bit more of an extreme play. First impressions are that it is good. It can go off-road. For this price, in this price bracket, is it the best off-roader that money can buy? I'm not so sure. It's probably the best looking off-roader that money can buy. At least there is nothing else in the off-road adventure category that looks like this bike. It's genuinely on its own on that one. So there you go, there'll be a full review of this bike and another full video review coming to Visordown very soon, so please do keep tuned. If you've liked this video, please don't forget to let us know in the comments below and click like, subscribe and hit the notification bell so that you can stay up to date with all of our latest videos. For all the best news, reviews and motorcycle features, please head over to visordown.com. Thank you. Showa shod bikes is the BMW S1000RR and its Marzocchi suspension that can be upgraded to electronic control via the dynamic package. In either setup, the suspension of the new S1000RR feels very plush.